Long ago, in the mist-covered hills of northern Britain, there was a quiet kingdom called Eldermere. It lay between dark forests and silver lakes, where the wind whispered secrets through ancient oak trees. The people of Eldermere were simple folk shepherds, bakers, blacksmiths, and fishermen who lived peacefully under the rule of their wise old king. But this is not the story of the king. This is the story of a girl named Elawan. Elawan was the daughter of a humble candlemaker. She had hair as dark as midnight and eyes the color of stormy seas. Though poor, she possessed something rarer than gold kindness that shone brighter than any jewel. She lived with her father in a crooked cottage at the edge of Briarwood Forest, a place villagers both respected and feared. For Briarwood was said to be enchanted. Legends told of hidden fairies who danced under the moonlight, of spirits who guarded ancient treasures, and of a sleeping curse buried deep within the forest's heart. Children were warned never to wander too far among the trees, but Elawan had always felt drawn to the forest. Every evening after finishing her chores, she would walk to the forest's edge and sit upon a mossy stone, listening to the birds sing. She felt as if the wind carried voices meant only for her. One autumn evening, as golden leaves fell like drifting coins, Elawan ventured deeper into Briarwood than ever before. She followed the sound of soft weeping, delicate as broken glass. Pushing aside thorny branches, she found a small figure trapped beneath a fallen net of brambles. It was no ordinary child. The creature was no taller than her hand, with delicate wings that shimmered like dragonfly glass. Her hair glowed silver, and her gown was woven from petals and moonlight. A fairy, Elawan whispered. The tiny creature looked up, her bright eyes filled with fear. "Please," the fairy said in a voice like chiming bells, "free me." Without hesitation, Elawan knelt and gently untangled the thorny vines. The brambles scratched her hands, drawing thin lines of blood, but she did not stop until the fairy was free. The little creature rose into the air, her wings humming softly. "You have shown kindness without asking for reward," the fairy said. "I am Lyra of the Silver Court. I owe you a debt." Elawan shook her head. "You owe me nothing." Anyone would have done the same. Lyra smiled knowingly. "Not anyone." She reached into the air and drew forth a tiny silver acorn, glowing faintly. "Plant this beneath the full moon. When you are in true need, call my name." Before Elawan could speak again, the fairy vanished into a swirl of light. Days passed, and Elawan almost believed it had been a dream. But the silver acorn remained in her pocket, cool and shining. Meanwhile, darkness was stirring in Eldermere. From the north came rumors of a shadow spreading across the moors. Crops withered overnight. Livestock fell ill. A bitter frost touched the land long before winter's time. The old king grew weak, and whispers filled the castle halls. Some said a curse had awakened, an ancient magic buried beneath Briarwood centuries ago. Then one dreadful morning, the castle bells rang in alarm. A black tower had risen overnight at the forest's heart. From it emerged a sorcerer cloaked in ash and shadow. His name was Morkant, once a royal advisor long banished for meddling in forbidden magic. Now he had returned, crowned in dark fire. He sent a message to the kingdom: "Bring me the silver crown of Eldermere, or your land shall freeze into eternal night." The silver crown was no ordinary treasure. Forged by fairies long ago, it was said to protect the kingdom from evil. Without it, Eldermere would fall. The crown was locked deep within the royal vault. The king refused to surrender it. And so the frost deepened, rivers turned to ice, fields grew barren. Fear spread like wildfire. Elawan watched her neighbors suffer. Her father's candle shop grew cold and empty. Children cried from hunger. That night, beneath the rising full moon, Elawan remembered the silver acorn. She slipped into the forest and planted it in the earth. Moonlight poured down like liquid silver. "Lyra," she whispered, "I need your help." The ground trembled gently. From the soil grew not a tree, but a shimmering doorway woven of branches and starlight. Lyra emerged, larger now, radiant and regal. "You call upon the Silver Court," she said softly. "What troubles your heart?" Elawan told her everything of Morkant, the frost, the suffering kingdom. Lyra's expression darkened. "Morkant seeks more than the crown. He seeks the ancient well beneath Briarwood, the source of our magic. If he drinks from it, all light will fade. Then we must stop him," Elawan said bravely, though her voice trembled. Lyra studied her. "The path will be perilous. Shadows obey him. Even knights have failed. I am no knight, Ilawan replied. But I cannot do nothing. For a moment the forest fell silent. Then Lyra smiled. Very well, brave heart. The Silver Court shall guide you. That very night Ilawan was led through hidden paths unseen by mortal eyes. Fairies flitted like sparks around her, lighting the way. They reached the ancient well at the forest's core, a pool of clear water glowing from within. But Morkant was already there. He stood tall and terrible, his cloak swirling like smoke. Dark runes burned upon his staff. Well, well, he sneered. A child comes to challenge me? Iloan's heart pounded, but she stepped forward. You will not take this kingdom. Morkant laughed, raising his staff. Shadows lunged like living creatures. But Lyra and the Silver Court burst into radiant light. The forest shimmered with ancient power. Still, Morkant was strong. His magic struck the fairies, scattering them like falling stars. Ilawan felt fear grip her, but then she remembered something her father once said. The smallest candle can defy the darkest night. She looked at the glowing well. Without thinking, she ran and plunged her hands into the water. Light surged through her, not burning, but warm like sunlight after winter. The silver acorn's magic awakened within her. Morkant roared in fury as beams of pure light burst forth. The shadows shrieked and dissolved. You are nothing, he bellowed. I am Eldermere, Ilawan whispered. The light grew brighter, wrapping around Morkant. His dark staff cracked. His tower trembled in the distance. With a final cry, he dissolved into ash carried away by the wind. Silence fell. The frost began to melt. Lyra approached, her wings glowing softly. You have done what armies could not. Ilawan collapsed to her knees, exhausted but alive. What happens now? She asked. The well remains protected, Lyra said. And so shall you. By morning, the black tower had vanished. The ice thawed. Crops slowly revived. Word of Iloan's bravery spread through Eldermere. The king himself summoned her to the castle. Young Ilawan, he said kindly, you saved us all. Ask for any reward. She thought of gold, warm houses, fine gowns, but she remembered the suffering she had seen. Help the people rebuild, she said. Ensure no child goes hungry this winter. The king smiled. So it shall be, and so Eldermere flourished once more. As for Ilawan, she did not become a queen or wear the silver crown. She returned to her cottage by Briarwood, where candles once again glowed warmly in the windows. Yet sometimes, under the full moon, a silver light flickered among the trees. And if one listened carefully, they might hear laughter like chiming bells. For the Silver Court never forgot the girl whose kindness was stronger than magic. And in the kingdom of Eldermere, it was said for generations, true power does not rest in crowns or castles, but in the courage of a humble heart.